Hey Saturday morning all. Thank you for joining me today for our 24th episode of Saturday Morning Coffee. I'm Nolan, the lead writer of Dime Novel Adventures. Today we'll be reading the May 2024 adventure Wild Wizard's Wonders Part 2. If you're ready, I've got my coffee, so let's dive in. Wild Wizard's Wonders Part 2, May 2024. Continue unraveling the mysterious experiments of the Wild Wizard's Workshop in this adventure for your favorite role-playing game. Wild Wizard's Wonders Part 2, a level 14 to 16 adventure, May 2024. In this adventure, the party will venture into the Blue Wizard's Workshop to check in after a mysterious disturbance within the Wizard's Tower Workshop. Written by Flame Reptile. Edited by The One True AZ. Cartographer, the Silent Cartographer. Art, the Noisy Artographer. Disclaimer. Ms. Nog, the weather is particularly cloudy today. Haven't you been experimenting on something for that? Do something quickly or our picnic will be ruined. No? Sunny, not rainy. Can't you control the thing? Now we're soaked. Perhaps we should just go out to eat. A special thanks to Dawn of Dune, The One True AZ, Flame Reptile, Portal Ripper, The Silent Cartographer, Garlic Man, and The Angry Ginger. This adventure is intended to be a continuation of the Wild Wizard's Wonders Part 1. Read or paraphrase the following. Earlier this day, while strolling the sunny streets of New Aegis, your party encountered a stampede of strange frog creatures pursued by an odd wizard in green robes. Answering the pleas of the wizard, you corralled the creatures in an alley and slew them. As thanks, the green wizard Unglenog invited you to his wizard's tower for a reward. After leading your party to the tower and presenting you with a reward, Unglenog informed you of a strange occurrence within the tower. A pulse of anti-magic that released his experiments erupted from the tower. Because of this, Unglenog has requested your party visit his colleagues to check in on their experiments. After agreeing to his request, Unglenog presented your party with a single large golden amulet with 5 colored dots, white, blue, black, red, and green, set around its perimeter in a pentagon. He instructed you how to use it. To reach the wizard's workshops, remove the dial from one of the doors in the foyer and replace it with this amulet. The dial will then turn to open the next workshop. Afterwards, open the door and you will be able to enter their workshop. After being given instructions, you visited the White Wizard's workshop. The White Wizard, Trinog, had been unaffected by the anti-magic pulse, but had requested your party assist him test his research. After interacting with Trinog, your party departed from the White Wizard's workshop, looking towards the next part of this adventure. The Blue Wizard, Miznog. As the party replaces the dial of one of the doors with the amulet, the dial turns to point at the blue dot for the Blue Wizard's workshop. Read or paraphrase the following. As you remove the dial from the door and replace it with the amulet, it turns to the blue dot. You hear a whooshing sound as magics activate behind the door. You open the door and a sudden, intense gust of wind erupts from the room beyond. Beyond the door, an intense storm rages, centered on the Tempest Dragon within. As the door is open, the intensity of the tempest erupts from within, threatening to blow away any creatures around the door. Each creature within 10 feet of the door must succeed on a DC 18 dexterity saving throw, or be thrown 10 feet backwards and take 1d6 bludgeoning damage. As the door is opened, all of the cleaning completed in the foyer done by the spirits is undone, as the tempest beyond the door surges into the room. The party must find their way through the tempest into the Blue Wizard's workshop. Once the party succeeds in entering the workshop, read or paraphrase the following. Despite the raging wind's attempts to prevent your entry, you enter the Blue Wizard's workshop. The space beyond the Blue Wizard's door was, seemingly, once a workshop inhabited by shelves filled to the top with experiments, bookshelves that overflowed with books, and tables that were once clad in all manner of utensils and tools. Instead, it is now filled with a spinning storm in the center of the room that has flung everything not bolted down into the air. Objects of all sizes spin around the room in the storm, acting as dangerous bits of shrapnel. In the center of the room and the Tempest, is a draconic form composed of the four elements. It has a skeleton of stone surrounded by a body of raging winds and flames. Its eyes, wings, claws, teeth, and spine burn hot with flames, and streams of liquid water flow throughout its body like veins and organs. Trapped within its rib cage appears to be a wizard clad in blue robes and wearing a blue pointed hat, curled in the fetal position around an orb. The orb, which is about 6 inches in diameter and cloudy gray in color, appears to be drawing magic from the wizard and channeling it into the draconic form. Roll initiative. Combat in the Blue Wizard's Tower. Due to the presence of the Tempest Dragon, which has entrapped the Blue Wizard Miznog within it, the Blue Wizard's Workshop is a dangerous battlefield that possesses few areas safe from the Tempest. Blockades. Scattered around the workshop are 5 blockades created from the tables that have shifted and collected debris from the Tempest. A creature that ducks behind one of these blockades is in a safe zone and gains 3/4 cover and is protected from the effects of the Tempest. Eye of the Storm. Centered on the Tempest Dragon is a 20-foot diameter calm zone, the Eye of the Storm. There is no wind or rain in this area, making it safe from the storm. Tempest. Filling the Blue Wizard's Workshop, rotating in a counterclockwise direction, is a 120-foot diameter spherical tempest which orients from the Tempest Dragon. The area within the Tempest experiences hurricane-force winds. At the beginning of each of its turns, a creature within the Tempest must succeed on a DC 18 dexterity saving throw or fall prone. A creature that falls prone within the Tempest is swept up in the winds, falling prone and becoming grappled by the Tempest. Escape DC 18. A creature swept up in the Tempest rotates around the room 60 feet each around and is not affected by shrapnel. A creature that is not swept up by the Tempest must then succeed on a DC 18 dexterity saving throw to avoid damage from the flying shrapnel around it. Creature that succeeds on this saving throw takes half as much damage. Roll on the table below to determine the size and damage of the shrapnel. Ranged weapon attacks cannot be made in the Tempest, and creatures within are deafened. The Tempest subsides when the Tempest Dragon has been reduced to 0 hit points, or has been defeated. Shrapnel. Roll on the table below to determine the size and damage of a piece of shrapnel blowing around the Tempest. Defeating the Dragon. To defeat the Tempest Dragon and save the Blue Wizard Miznog, the party must reduce it to 0 hit points and remove the Tempest Orb from Miznog's arms. A creature can remove the Tempest Orb from Miznog's arms with a successful DC 14 Strength Athletics check. When the Tempest Dragon is reduced to 0 hit points, read or paraphrase the following. You strike the Tempest Dragon, causing it to fall low as if injured. The raging tempest that fills the workshop subsides momentarily, and the many flying debris fall to the floor. The dragon's stony rib cage, which imprisons the fetal positioned Blue Wizard, opens enough to extract the orb within. When the Tempest Dragon is defeated, read or paraphrase the following. You remove the orb from the arms of the trapped Blue Wizard. Instantaneously, the flow of magic being drawn from the wizard ceases, and the Tempest Dragon dissipates into its elemental components. No longer supported by his restraints, the Blue Wizard Miznog unceremoniously falls to the floor, and is covered in the falling raw elements. Miznog quickly regains consciousness and looks up towards your party, saying, "That was a strange dream. Why am I wet and covered in dirt? And who are you?" After informing the confused Miznog of the recent events, he proclaims, "That seems to make sense to me. The last thing I can remember, I was experimenting with this orb, which can change the weather when a pulse of energy washed over my workshop, and I begin to dream about traveling the elemental plane. Very curious indeed. Well, thank you for saving me. It appears I have some cleaning to do. Let me reward your efforts. You can read my research notes on the climates of Elendor, and I suppose I could part with a scroll I've been developing." Miznog hands you a copy of the Blue Wizard's research notes and a spell scroll of control weather. The party will be given a spell scroll of control weather and a copy of the Blue Wizard's research notes over climatology. When the party is ready to leave, Miznog will bid them farewell and begin cleaning his workshop. Read or paraphrase the following. As you leave the Blue Wizard's workshop, Miznog calls out to you, "Best of luck to you, adventurers!" After Miznog's farewell, you exit the Blue Wizard's workshop, back into the foyer. To be continued. This adventure features one fully colored map, one new monster stat block for the Tempest Dragon, the Blue Wizard's research notes, and a spell scroll of control weather. Ride the lightning with a Wild Wizard's Workshop. Venture into the Blue Wizard's Workshop and fight the mighty Tempest Dragon in an epic contained boss fight. Defeat the dragon, save the wizard, and quell the tempest. A level 14 to 16 adventure for a party of 3 to 6 adventurers. An adventure for use with your favorite role-playing game. That was the May 2024 adventure Wild Wizard's Workshop Part 2. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you like this adventure, you can find it and many more in our shop on our website at dimenoveladventures.com. While you're there, you should subscribe to our newsletter for weekly updates on our products and projects, and join our growing Discord community. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel to see more like it, and let the algorithm know that we're doing alright. But most importantly, remember to make your weeks adventurous. Have a good week.